Hello, everybody. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We are just now going live on YouTube. I hope you are all enjoying your beautiful weather. So, if you are seeing this on repeat every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, we are live answering your core card related questions. Hey, hang on there with me real quick as I go and share this across all the different social media platforms we have, so everybody knows we are live. All right, a couple more places to do this, and we will get underway. If you have a core cutting related question, core cutting topic you want to talk about, leave it in the comments over on youtube.com/corecardsnews. That is the only place I will be looking at comments. All right, here we go. And last place to put this up. Gotta find a way to better automate this system when I start the Q&As. Somebody who can maybe do this for me. We'll see. All right. I hope you all had a great day. It's an absolutely stunningly beautiful day here at Core Cards News down in Texas. Just the weather's perfect. Everything about it's perfect. I hope the weather's half as beautiful where you are as it is here. All right. YouTube's just being forever. Sorry, not my most impressive start here, but let's get going on this. All right. Hello, Doug, Deb, Teresa, G White. Can you guys all hear me? Can you see me? Some people are saying they only get the audio. Collector says, I took your advice about antenna last week. I moved my antenna to the window and it worked like a charm. Thanks a lot. I'm happy to hear that helped. Teresa, Tom, Chris, Colin, Joseph, Raymond, Bill, everybody. I think I got everybody. It's all great to have you here. Luke, what do you think of the TCL 5 series Roku TVs? I think they're great. They are definitely a step down from the 6 series, but they're much more affordable, and they're still very good TVs. So I would highly recommend the TCL 6 series. All right, everybody else says they can see me, so I'm not sure what the problem was on the other account. All right, if you have a core related question, let me know. I will do my best to answer them, and we'll see what happens. James says it's raining super heavy here in Chicago. Well, I strongly recommend you move out of Chicago. I think Texas is a much better state to live in. Much better cities down here. I may be slightly biased on that, though. Luke, will solar panels interfere with OTA TV? If they're on your home, yeah. In theory, I mean, solar panel is a metal object. Metal objects block OTA. So if you put the solar panel between your antenna and the towers, it could, in theory, block the reception. What do you think of the new Toshiba Fire TVs? Toshiba Fire TVs, they're not bad. We'll wait until I can physically get my hands on them. I have talked with Toshiba about a possible review unit. We'll see if I can get my hands on that. I would love to do a full review of the Toshiba new Fire TVs. They're available for pre-order right now. We'll see. My first reaction is to say they look much better than the first gen. They're a lot cheaper. Fingers crossed. DVR and YouTube TV did not work well. What? That's why I'm asking about the DVR for Sling. Going to reactivate. Deb, I think I missed your question there about the Sling DVR, but the Sling DVR, some people are really happy with it. A few things is ESPN is one of the channels you can't DVR. For some people, that's a holdup. It is $5 a month for 50 hours of storage. So let me know. What's your problem with the YouTube TV, though, DVR? All right, I'm done with that. Luke, do the new Fire TVs, additional TV, have HDR? Initially, they didn't announce it, and I want to say I read in the release that was. Let me double check that. I believe the new Fire TV smart TVs will have HDR. Maybe not. Let me look at the. I'm looking at the Amazon listing, and no, it doesn't say anything about HDR. So I believe it is just 4K, which is a big hold down. You know, 55-inch for $479 is not that much cheaper than a TCL 6 series 40-inch or whatever, or the 5 series, excuse me, the 5 series. With the 5 series, you're getting Dolby Vision HDR. With the Toshiba Fire TVs, you're just getting 4K. That's a major holdback to buying the Amazon Fire TVs. And it's kind of the same thing they did previously. The first gen didn't have 4K, if I remember right. It's just HD. So I'm kind of disappointed to see Amazon kind of lagging behind, to be honest with you, the Roku TVs. Price is very similar for what you're getting, but with the Roku version, you're also getting a Dolby Vision HDR. That's going to give you a far better picture quality on supported devices. All right, let me jump back into the questions here. Luke, is Tubi TV added a third-party streaming content for the Android app? Yeah, so Tubi TV, I reported this a few weeks ago. We actually broke the news by quite a few days, even though some other unnamed news site has claimed to have an exclusive on that story. We beat them by a full 3 days. That Hulu has given Tubi TV some of their free content out there. Luke, I have an indoor antenna. Should I be rescanning on a regular basis or just periodically? I would say every month or two, hit that rescan button on your antenna. You never know what you'll find. I did that recently. We found some new channels popped up in my guide. So I always say it's not a bad idea to check. You know, new channels launch, other channels shut down, some move. So I would say it's not a bad idea. Brian says he does not have video. I would say if you're not seeing the video, refresh it, because everyone else is saying they're seeing the video. So I would refresh it. All right. I prefer the Roku Ultra, and I'm not a fan of smart TVs. I'd rather have my money go to good picture quality. You know, that used to be a big thing, D, where you would say that a smart TV would sacrifice something, right? Nowadays, you're really not. Especially with the Roku TVs, it seems like you're really getting a good picture quality, and you're getting a built-in Roku. So I've been very happy. I've actually switched my TVs over to the TCL brand in my bedroom and living room, and I've been very happy with that move. The speed's very comparable to Premiere or Roku Ultra, depending on which one you get. And the picture quality of mine seemed to be excellent for the price point. Yeah, could you get a $2,000 TV? Sure. I mean, TCLs are like $500 to $1,000 for the very high end. Comparing that to a $2,000 TV will probably outperform it. But in the price range that they are, I think the smart TVs on the market now that are from TCL and so on are very competitive. Brody says the my NVIDIA Shield gets shipped tomorrow. Do you have any opinions on it? I have 2 NVIDIA Shields. Very happy. It's my Android TV device I highly recommend. If you're going to get an Android TV device, that's the one I would get. You're definitely going to find a very stable, very powerful device out there. All right, Luke, any news on Tubi TV adding more third-party services or not at the moment? No, just that deal with Hulu to mobile devices to offer a select handful of Hulu shows for free streaming there. All right, hey, if I haven't answered your question, re-ask it. So many questions are just flying by. I'll do my best to answer all your core card related questions and not be distracted now that I've put this out on social media everywhere. All right, but let's double in. What about the double episodes like this? The season ends lately. Deb, if it's a double episode, usually it appears in a guide that way, so most DVRs will have no issue picking that up. Anything new about Nexstar NBC and Directv Now? No. Nexstar has not said anything, and Directv Now has not said anything. I played with the new Directv Now app for a little while there, Terrence, and I've been happy with it. There's things I would like to just change. I do think it's an overall upgrade. We'll wait and see what happens. But overall, I would say Directv Now's new app is an improvement, and I hope they keep developing on it. All right, keep those questions coming. Do I have bugs? I'm assuming, Terrence, you're referring to DirecTV Now. I've run into a few, but nothing crazy. Whenever you launch a new service or a new app, you're going to find bugs. Give it about a month, and I bet it will all become clear and easy. Luke, will severe weather interfere with antennas? Yes, but not like satellite. In theory, yes, extremely heavy rain can degrade the performance over-the-air TV, but they're not affected nearly as much as like satellite transmissions. Because the satellite transmission's shooting up and the rain's coming down. It's kind of hard to explain, but because of it going horizontal, some other factors, over there antennas aren't affected at the same rate as with rain as an antenna or satellite signal. Any new sports channels coming to any live TV services? Not that I heard of, but if I do hear any, I'll make sure to post it here. I heard YouTube has a new music service with YouTube Red shows. Is that true? It's actually kind of half true. So YouTube Red is now YouTube Premium, which is all the video side of YouTube Red, and YouTube Music, which takes all the music. So basically, they've separated it. If you're a YouTube customer, you're still, from my understanding, grandfathered in. So you still get that same deal you have right now. But new customers, you either get Premium YouTube, which has the ability to download YouTube shows, etc., or you can get YouTube Music and get the music side. They're no longer bundled. Has anyone else had issues with YouTube TV on Roku? Brandon, can you tell me what your issues are? Because I use YouTube TV on my Roku quite often and I've been very pleased. Why is it that Disney doesn't want to upgrade their videos on YouTube to 4K? Because but they allow Vudu to rent them at basically the same price because Disney wants money. It's just Disney wants you. If you want 4K, you want to take your HD and move them to 4K. Disney says sure, buy them. It's Disney, folks. They make money hand over fist. Regular DirecTV said it upgraded because of the need for 4K, and the old system didn't have this. Unfortunately, it's a mess for us without 4K. Deb, are you talking about DirecTV Now? I am not sure what you're talking about there. DirecTV Now doesn't offer 4K. They do say it's coming, but it'll probably be next year, to be honest with you. They're not really talking much about it right now. D. Rupp says, what about 3.0 over-the-air TV? Will that be affected by weather? In theory, sure it will. 3.0 is supposed to do a better job of penetrating out into different, having farther reach. So in theory, it won't be affected as much. If you have that channel now, you'll get an even stronger signal, which means rain probably will have less of an effect on it. So one else had issues on Roku with HDC 2.2 error when using YouTube TV. I haven't, but it could be an issue with your HDMI cable. If you plug in the HDCP error message into your Google search bar, Roku has a great help page there that will walk you through it. Best times to scan for channels with over-the-air antenna when you watch TV. If you watch in the evening, run in the evening. If you scan at night, you probably get a couple more maybe. Luke, I heard from some sources that the AT&T Time Warner deal will be dead. Have you heard any official news? No, because the judge hasn't said. So it's really right now, if the AT&T Time Warner deal dies or not, that's really up to the judge in the case. And the judge is not saying anything. So anything you hear is pure speculation. Don't put any weight into it. Fireman says he tried Philo today and it worked really well on Roku. Is there a service that they are continuing to invest in? Is that a service they continue to invest in? Yeah, so they announced today a referral plan. If you refer a friend, they'll give you $5 off your bill. They also announced that in the next couple of weeks or couple months, that a app on the Fire TV and Apple TV will be coming from Philo. So they'll say they're still investing in it. JC Enterprises, how about an article on that? JC Enterprise article on what? Let me know. Why is it that some channels don't have Directv Now as an option to log in by having my package? Here's the reality. Directv Now, Sling TV, etc. have to pay. When you have the ability to log into whether it be Watch ESPN or the AMC app or so forth, Directv Now, ABC, etc. pays extra money to the network for you to have that right. Well, when they're only charging $35 for 60 channels, something's got to give. And one of the things that it gives is the ability to log in some. Cable starts on average at $100 a month. Directv Now is $35. So that additional 70 some bucks there, is the reason why you can't log in there. Directv Now, Sling TV, etc. has done a different approach. They've been putting stuff in the on-demand section saying, hey, we have all the same content built into our app. You don't need to log into the AMC app, especially with Sling. Sling's really big on their on-demand and has one of the largest on-demand catalogs of any live TV streaming service. They just say, hey, you can just log in and here's your content. Judge told AT&T to sell DirecTV. No, the judge did not tell that, Deb. The Department of Justice told AT&T, you got a couple options. You have to sell some stuff off. You can sell DirecTV's the satellite business. You can sell some Time Warner channels or whatever. And AT&T said no. The judge has not given any orders unless there was some big breaking news in the last half hour I missed. So just keep it. As of now, the judge has not told AT&T anything, has not made a ruling. Brendan, how fast is 250 megabytes down? And what is the best router for that right now? 250 down is more than enough to stream Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, etc. The best router right now, I recommend a Netgear. A TP-Link's another good brand out there. Really, any of the mid-range routers will be more than enough for 250 down. Recommend getting at least the AC standard. They'll say AC on it, which is, you probably remember N and G. AC is the current new standard. And I would recommend you get that. For 250 down, though, any of the AC standard routers should be able to easily handle that. Don't get the cheapest, don't get the most expensive. Something in the middle should be good for most people, unless you have a crazy big home. All right. Questions, comments, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Does any streaming service offer 4K? Quite a few. Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, there's a good host of them. Depends on what device you have. Roku has a good number of 4K supported devices out there. Amazon does, and I believe Apple TV does too. Of course, there's stores like Vudu and iTunes and Amazon Store where you can go buy 4K content there. But just keep it in mind. JG Enterprises, I have done a post in the past about routers. Maybe it's time to upgrade that. I'll keep that in, under advisory. Yeah, don't forget to unplug and replug your router. FBI wants everybody to reboot their router. Brendan, like I said, TP-Link, Netgear, I'm not going to recommend a specific model right now. I would just say anything in their mid-range price, and keep that in mind. All right, last call for or not last call, but keep those questions coming. But hey, while we wait for some questions, don't forget we have a new iOS and Android app, 100% free. Great way to keep up to date on all the latest Core Cutting news, tips, tricks. Never miss a Core Cutting news story. In the settings, you have the ability to turn on and off notifications right there. So check it out. Link in the show notes. Download it. Really appreciate it. Hit 5 stars on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play Store. Really would appreciate some 5-star reviews. That really does help us get the app out there. Look, what's the difference between DirecTV and Directv Now? Directv Now is the streaming service, only streams online, different packages. Directv is the satellite one. Directv Now has no contract. Directv has a contract. Directv Now has no device fees or hidden fees overall. Directv satellite, has device fees and other hidden fees. So Directv Now is just a streaming service, basically. Is Roku or other streaming apps besides Hulu are going to stop supporting older models like Roku One or SE? Not anytime soon. Just to be honest with you, you think about Roku One, that was released in 2013, 2012 to 2013 is a pretty dated device. But from my understanding, they don't intend to. I haven't heard anything about their intentions to cut them off. Luke, speaking of which, Netscape Web from 19... Yeah, Netscape website from 1996 is still live. That's pretty cool. Why can I not watch the NHL game? I live in Vegas and it's sold out. It's on NBC, right? Just get Sling TV, Directv Now, etc. Alan, what service are you trying to watch it on that is saying you can't watch it? What do you think of YouTube TV? Do you think it will keep adding channels? Can't imagine that YouTube TV can continue to add channels at that price point without creating some add-ons or raising the price. I think it's a very solid service. There's some stuff I would change about it, but overall I'm very happy. What do you think the future of rural internet, satellite or LTE? I think the future of rural internet is fixed wireless and 5G. Wireless internet is the future, not just in rural America, but across the country. Why? Because it allows multiple services to be offered in one market. Sorry, I forgot to reset that before I started this. And it doesn't, and it allows you to, sorry, my brain got lost. I was reading and talking, doesn't always work. So I completely lost what I was talking about. I was reading and lost it. Somebody remind me. For the blackouts, I was reading about blackouts, trying to help people here at blackouts, and the camera reset, and I lost my train of thought. Local blackout rules do apply, but NBC finals are on NBC SN, so YouTube TV, Directv Now, etc. carries NBC Sports Network, and you should easily be able to stream that game. Future of internet in rural America. So why do I think wireless, 5G, and fixed wireless? Because 5G can offer fiber speeds. Fixed wireless has got better range, slightly slower, still 100, 200 down, more than enough for cord cutting. And instead of having to physically run a wire to each home in a town, they can now just set up a tower in your neighborhood and service your entire neighborhood. Running line to one tower can now connect hundreds of people versus to having to run a line to hundreds of different homes. So the future of cord cutting, the future of internet is wireless internet. Just curious if you were on an original Sling TV plan, did they force people over to the orange blue? No, if you've been grandfathered in, Sling TV is still honoring it. But if you want to make any changes to your plan, you have to go to one of the current plans. All right. Was there what was that's a really awkward word. Was it blacked out on YouTube TV? Have you checked to see if it's on NBC in your market? Maybe because you're in a market where the game's actually playing, they're airing it on NBC. But I haven't heard anyone say that the NHL games are blacked out. Yeah, check your regional sports network. It's there. It's somewhere on there. Roku's players are quad-core processors. Yes, Roku streaming devices are quad-core. KT, I don't understand your question. Oh, I read it now. Yeah, Directv Now rolled out 2 weeks ago on the View devices. They added more devices this week, and they say Roku is coming within the next few weeks. Roku will have the new DVR. So we'll wait and see. Luke, would Voodoo be able to split the service in two and keep the free content separate from the paid. I don't see why Vudu would do that. Part of the reason for Vudu to offer free content is to also draw you into their service and get you to also maybe buy some content. So no, there's no incentive for Vudu to stop, separate their free content from their paid content. You don't need to pay anything to use the free content. It's just sitting there. It's got its own whole section on your app for free content. They're just hoping you may also stumble over and rent a movie or something. Do you know why Samsung TV is slower at streaming YouTube TV than my Roku Ultra? Because your Samsung TV doesn't have as fast of a processor. And it also has got a weird custom UI that I'm not a big fan of their app. And that's a big part of the reason why it's happening there. All right. Hey, I'm going to quickly hit play in a commercial. It's just going to be a real short commercial. It helps me support my family. And for everybody else, hang tight. But hey, if you're not seeing this ad, don't forget we have an iOS and Android app. Links in the show notes. Would love your support. And do our best to help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience. All right, Luke, do you think Fox will sell to Disney or Comcast? I'll wait until this ad's done playing to answer that question. All right, hey, welcome back to everybody who saw the ad. Thank you for watching. That helps pay the ads. Luke, do you think that Fox will sell to Disney or Comcast? All signs of what I'm seeing are pointing to Disney. We'll wait and see what happens. Luke, what's the future of streaming? Is it going to be ad-supported or play-supported? I think the truth is both. I think ad-supported services are going to continue to thrive, and I think paid-supported services like Netflix and Hulu are going to continue to thrive. I think there are going to be some on both ends that fail. Some paid services won't get enough subscribers, will die off. Some free ones, ad-supported, won't get enough customers, and they'll die off. There's 200-plus streaming services in the United States. At some point, they just won't continue to be able to have that many. So we'll keep that in mind. Does Samsung TV have 802.11? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Why don't we see your commercials in St. Louis? YouTube is kind of random. A, if you're YouTube Red, you won't see the commercials. B, some people will see the commercials, some people won't. YouTube just kind of has an algorithm and how they do that. I don't really fully understand it. All right. Any success with the bee's nest from last week? Yep, found where that bee's nest was hiding in a little crack in the wall, and we got rid of that. Always a fun time, this time of year when all the bees are out building new nests, trying to keep them away from your wooden fences and the cracks or crevices in your home. All right. If I haven't answered your question, re-ask it. Almost every week somebody says, hey, you ignored my question. Well, the reality is there's so many questions flying by that I probably didn't see it. You can use a super chat, donate $2, and then I'll definitely see your question. Or you can just keep re-asking it. Luke, when will the Core Cards News app be available in landscape mode on iOS? They recently just added landscape mode to Android and the I believe the Fire tablet version. I would expect iOS will do it soon. We don't actually build and maintain that at home. I pay for a service that makes apps like that, and they maintain it. And it's just something they say they're working on. Can you explain why Directv Now streaming service will not be cord cutting? Is there a price point? I think, or is Directv? From my understanding, is it still will have all the same contracts. It's just Directv online. Just because something's online doesn't make it cord cutting. Point in case, ESPN Plus is not a service targeting cord cutters. It's a service targeting sports fans. It doesn't bring you any of the content you get with cable. So if you want to watch ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN News, etc., you still need something like Sling TV or a cable subscription. ESPN Plus streams online. It's an online streaming service, but it's not targeting cord cutters. It's just targeting people who are hardcore sports fans and want even more sports content. Just because something is online does not make it a cord cutting service. One of the things I look at cord cutting being is a contract-free experience. From my understanding is the DirecTV will maintain the same contract structure as DirecTV satellite, It's basically the only difference is it'll have a set-top box. It'll have everything like satellite. The difference is instead of having a satellite, it'll have internet. So that doesn't meet my definition of cord cutting because it has a contract, it has the high overpriced bundles, and so on. Hope that makes sense. Will pay TV be dead in 2 years or a decade? It really depends on how the economy does. If the economy crashes in 2 years, pay TV will be dead. If the economy continues to do well in 5 to 10 years, cable TV will be dead, where the vast majority of people will not be paying for cable TV. J Enterprises says you should run a poll and see who, the location where people get it and where it doesn't. Has nothing to do with your location. Your location has nothing to do with if you see the ad or not. It's everything to do with YouTube's algorithm about what they think you want to watch. All right. Keep those questions coming. If I have to answer it, ask again. Hey, while we do this real quick, Core Cars News, best month ever. We've smashed records. We've never had so much traffic coming to the site before. Never, social media, news is growing left and right, and everything is just growing crazy fast. So thank you to everybody for your support of Core Cars News. I really appreciate it. You've been unbelievably helpful. Sharing the stories, hitting the thumbs up. It really does help Core Cars News. All right, back to the questions. All right. Is it worth it to get YouTube Red? Thank you for the $2 donation. I really appreciate it. Your support is greatly appreciated. Is it worth it to get YouTube Red for commercial ad-free YouTube? Depends how much you use YouTube. If you're a heavy YouTube user and you're always on YouTube, then yeah, I would say get it. I got it because I love the ability to download it because I travel so much, and I love the ability to have commercial free. For you, you may not use it enough to justify it. Directv Now is getting expensive. $5 for a third stream, $10 for 100 hours. Well, you don't need any of that, Duff. You don't need to get a third stream. You don't need to get 100 hours of DVR. So, and if you think about it, you're saying, oh, it's $50, but the average price of cable TV, just the TV package, is $100 a month. With everything you listed, is only $50. So here's Directv Now with everything you listed. Here's cable. It's double the price. So you're still saving $50 a month. I don't understand what your problem is, Duff. So with that, are you really going to say, oh, the Directv Now is just too expensive? Let me go pay $10 more a month or $50 more a month to get cable. It just doesn't make sense to me. Do I use IPTV services? Well, what is IPTV service? IPTV services is just a live TV streaming service. It's over the internet. So Sling TV, PlayStation View, Directv Now, etc. are technically IPTV services. The truth is, if a service calls themselves IPTV, 9 times out of 10, they're not necessarily a legitimate streaming service. Just be honest. That's just kind of a marketing term. It seems like a lot of pirate services are using. I think I found a few legitimate ones, very, very small legitimate services that use it. But the truth is, if they call themselves live TV, a streaming service, the IPTV, it's a piracy service. And the one that you mentioned, I'm not familiar with it, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. All right. Keep those questions coming, and I'll do my best to answer them. Remember, with a live TV streaming service, it could buffer. Well, cable can go down too. Brandon, cable is not a guarantee. I mean, who here has ever wanted to watch something on cable just to find out your cable isn't working? I know I have. Many times I've had cable go out. Can streaming go out? Sure. But I don't think it's that big. I don't think it's that big, massive issue. I've been very, very happy with my streaming experience. So just keep that in mind. This idea that cable, if you get cable, you'll never have a customer service problem. You'll never have a technical issue. Just isn't supported with the data. It's kind of one of those things that people argue, well, cable TV is a better servers, you won't have issues. But yeah, when they do satisfaction surveys, streaming services, our customers are much more satisfied than cable subscribers. Not even close. Will Roku ever come out with a faster version? Roku already has one of the most powerful processor, technically faster than the Apple TV processor. Apple TV likes to fudge the numbers because they include their GPU and their CPU, and Roku does not. It is the same number. They break them out as separate numbers. The NVIDIA Shield is technically the most powerful one. The truth is, the Roku is more than powerful enough to do anything on the market now. So there's not exactly a reason to go out there and do that. Any other services talking about adding sub-channels like View did with Cozy? YouTube TV's added some. Hulu's already added some. Sling TV, I believe, has a few. So PlayStation View and pretty much all of them have one or two of those now. Luke, what is the base price for TCL's Roku TVs? I think you can get them for about $300 for the small ones, like $500 for around 50 inches. So pretty good deal. Shop around for deals. You never know when you find one. Any streaming service ever get networks like Yes and SNY? Several of them do. I want to say Directv Now, PlayStation View. Does Hulu? I think Hulu does. Don't count me on that. Fubo does. Sling TV has some of those. So a lot of them do, I believe. The Roku Ultra is the fastest Roku on the market. Do you think Comcast will come out with a streaming service? They already have, but it's limited to Comcast markets, and it's not that cheap, and it's not that great, in my opinion. Do you think TV Time will come up with a device similar to TiVo? TV Time is in the antenna website company that supplies data. I don't think they will. They're a data company. They're not a hardware company. Have I been able to try the AirTV OTA DVR? Yes, I have both AirTV and AirTV Player. I've been very happy with them. Highly recommend them. Yes, it does depend. Robert is right. You have to live in the market that gets it. Streaming services do not. It's a regional sports service, so you have to live in the region where that's offered. Offhand, any other live TV services that have the Hallmark channel other than DirecTV Now? Sling TV, PlayStation View, Fubo TV. I believe that's it. Does YouTube TV have Hallmark channel? Somebody let me know. YouTube TV offers HDMI 10, which is the competitive standard to Dolby Vision. If you want Dolby Vision, it is available on the Roku line of smart TVs from TCL. Okay, people are saying no, YouTube TV does not have the Hallmark channel. All right, hey, I see so many new people here. If every Wednesday for about an hour, I answer cord cutting related questions. If you have a cord cutting related question, leave it in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer it. Hit that subscribe button, but don't stop there. Over at cordcuttersnews.com, every day, 5, 6, 7, 10 times a day sometimes, we release cord cutting related stories, and we do our best to cover the world of cord cutting. So check us out. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Search for @cordcuttersnews for the best in the world of cord cutting news. Would really appreciate that follow. Hit that bell too. Let everybody know, YouTube know that when we post a video, you love to see it. Because every Friday we post a weekly recap show where we talk about some of the biggest stories from the past week, reviews. And cordcuttersnews.com is the best place to find all your cord cutting news every day. Stuff that doesn't get posted here, news, reviews, how-to guides, and more. Any new Roku's coming out? Maybe. Roku seems to be refreshing the line every year. Maybe this fall. We'll wait and see what happens. No promises. There's been no leaks suggesting new Roku's right now. All right. What's on the shelves behind you? I got pretty much every streaming player. So over here is a ton of different Rokus. I got some Chromecast, some Android TV boxes. Got a bunch of Fire TVs, the Apple TV boxes over here. Tableau DVR, HD Home Run. All kinds of stuff over there. Just a collection of the different boxes that I have from the different review units I have. Directv Now on Roku is the 2.0 with DVR. They say in the next couple weeks it will be on Roku. What about NFL Sunday Ticket? Will Directv Now have it? We haven't heard anything. We'll have to wait and see. Probably when we get closer to NFL season, we'll learn more about Directv Now's plans for NFL football. Range says, I'm currently looking for internet for my apartment, and the guy from Comcast is pushing for a bundle which has cable and faster internet for a cheaper price than internet alone. That should just set off all kinds of red alert. Red alert, red alert. It's like Star Trek. I need like a big siren when people say that. I'm going to save money by getting more. If I pay for more, I will save money. The truth is they're going to get you a few ways. A, Comcast is charging some people over $50 a month in add-ons. You know, like $10 a month for each additional TV you have. So you have to go, and that's like 30. If you just have 3 TVs, there's $30. Fees, taxes, HD, regional sports, broadcast TV fees. The list goes on and on. They'll tell you this really great beginner price. What they don't tell you is sometimes that is just a promotional price that only lasts for 2 or 3 months. Some people have told me. And then their price skyrockets. And they have you locked into a long-term contract you can't cancel. The truth is, ask yourself, Comcast is a business. Are they really going to give you something for less? To give you more for less. They're not. They're intending to make more money from you. Yeah, he says the cable box is free. The first one is free. That's how they're getting it. They may say the first one's free. They're saying it's free because they're also going to charge you a DVR fee for that first box. They say the box is free, but you know that DVR in it, you want to use that, that's $10.99 a month. I think it's actually $12.99 a month now. And it goes on and on. So let me pull, I have a story here. Comcast fees. Let's pull this up. Comcast is raising the... All right. Here's a story from last October. Comcast added $79 in fees to one customer's bill. Here's the link. Let me go over this. Additional internet services. So they're going to charge you $13 to rent your modem. TV fees. $39 in TV fees. $21 to rent 3 boxes. And $18.91 in DVR fees. Taxes, surcharge, and other fees is $8.39. Broadcast TV fees for this market was $13.23. It's all right there. They may have their bundled service for, according to this bill, the bundled advertised price for this bill was $114, which included all the TV, the internet, etc. But when you get the taxes, the fees, everything else added up, it was, and that includes phone. That one included phone. It added up to over $223. So we added all the fees, all the taxes, it added up to $79.49 in Comcast fees and rentals and all that kinds of stuff. So they're going to tell you like, hey, you're going to save money. Let's be honest, Comcast isn't stupid. They're here to make money. So they are actually doing this because they know you're in a contract, that's promotional rate. That promotional rate will end. They have fees and taxes. Those fees and taxes are not included in the advertised price. They're kind of something that will sink in. And I've had many people tell me that when they asked about, they were told there wouldn't be these fees, and they still get those fees. So I would say, as with all things, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. It is. I mean, that's how they get you. There is no reason why Comcast needs to have a broadcast TV fee separate. There is no reason why Comcast needs a DVR fee separate. There's no reason why Comcast needs a fee for each additional TV. Why are they doing that? Because it allows them to have a lower advertised price and then jack up the rate on the back end. The other thing to remember too is that advertised rate, your local taxes in most cities tax TV at a much higher rate than internet. So if you get taxed on a PlayStation View, it's a fraction of the tax you would pay on a stream or a cable bill, for example. So yeah, no, they will get your money. It may be cheaper the first month or two, and then suddenly it's like, oh, this promo rate ended. Oh, now I'm paying for this. Oh, I'm paying for that, and the bill just keeps going on and on. I've heard this. I don't think it was Comcast. It was a different one. Another thing they do is they're like, hey, free HBO for 3 months, whatever. But if you forget to cancel it before the 3 months are up, and you say, oh, shoot, I just got charged $15 for HBO and $10 for Cinemax, there's $25 or whatever it is. I want to cancel it. They said, oh, yeah, you can cancel it, but because you didn't cancel it during a free promotional offer, you have to pay a cancellation fee. So I've heard some companies are doing that now where they're like, hey, yeah, you can cancel that HBO that you don't want, that you didn't cancel during the free period, but you have to pay a cancellation fee. So yeah, just keep that in mind. One thing to keep in mind with satellite internet is there is often a data cap. Make sure you know what you're getting into. Competition's coming in the internet world. By the end of this year, 5G home internet will start rolling out. By the end of next year, it will be in tons of additional markets. By 2020, it will be in, they say, half the United States. So hang in there. You may have to get Comcast internet, but competition's coming, and keep that in mind. Do you think that live TV streaming services will survive? Yeah, I do think that live TV streaming services like Sling, Directv Now, etc. will survive. Will all of them survive? May be a better question. The answer is probably not. At some point, the market already seems to be deciding that there's a small group of these that are really popular. A few of them just won't survive. That won't happen anytime soon because a lot of them have a lot of big funding that will help them keep going for a long time. So I would say that it will, for a while, it'll be there and keep going. But I will say this. I think there's 7 or 8 live TV streaming services. I think 5 or so will probably survive. Which 5 will survive? We'll have to wait and see. Look who designed your app. There's a company called PressPad. If you look at it, it says it too in the description down below. That's made by PressPad on the thing. They're kind of a company, you pay them a monthly fee, they maintain the app, and they develop it and do all that. We're a very small team. We don't have the staffing or money to build it ourselves from scratch, to be honest with you. Kevin says, I'm using an LTE hotspot. I'm over the 22 gig limit, but I don't see any difference in speed. Most of those hotspots, however, have a clause which says they could, depending on network congestion, slow you down. Now that you're over 22 gigabytes, if the networking area will become congested, they do have the ability to slow down your internet. Some people have said that they found themselves for months at end being throttled and slowed down, and it basically becomes worthless for streaming. So you may not be streaming now. Some people have told me they've gone months, 6-7 months with no issues, and then suddenly just one day, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, whatever, just their internet down to nothing. So just keep that in mind. I hope that sound effect wasn't too annoying. I don't know why I made that sound effect. So just keep that in mind. I'm not familiar with that particular service, No Life. Sorry, I just not know about it. Lonely Cheney, yes. Cozy TV is on PlayStation View. Go to corecardsnews.com. Excuse me. Full details over there. All right, have about 10 minutes. If I haven't answered your question, re-ask it. I will do my best to answer them. So, who has the best deal for live TV that includes ESPN? Mathematically, statistically, Sling TV offers the most channels per dollar. But does that matter? No, it doesn't. It really matters, do they offer the channels you want? For example, Sling TV offers the Pac-12 network, which Directv Now doesn't. And PlayStation View doesn't. I believe PlayStation View doesn't offer the DirecTV or Pac-12. But Sling TV does not offer the Big Ten network. So it may not be a service if you're a Big Ten fan. So the question is, not which service has the most channels per dollar or which one's the best bang for your buck. Which channel offers or which service offers you the channels you want at the lowest price. And that may be YouTube, that may be Directv Now, that may be Hulu, that may be PlayStation View. You need to kind of do the research. If you look at our cord cutting 101 guide down in the notes, you'll find a complete guide in there to every live TV streaming service, what channels they have, etc. It's pretty cool. Do you think that cable companies will ever ditch the cable box? Yes and no. I think some have, and the ones that don't want to make money off of TV are. Spectrum, for example, just launched a new set-top box. Why is Comcast and Spectrum like so absorbed into having their own box? Because they make a lot of money on device fees. Because, you know, they're renting you that device that, you know, by the first year they're making a ton of money over it. With smaller providers like AT&T and others that are starting to partner up with, for instance, Roku and Android TV, etc., is because they you know, AT&T's plan with TV is not to sell you TV, it's to sell you phone service or sell you another service or home internet. The TV is just like an enticement there to do it. Comcast and Charter, etc., they want to make money off of the boxes for one reason. Heck, if you're making $40 off of some people a month in boxes, it's not a bad deal. So just keep that in mind. What do I think it would die? Maybe someday, but not anytime soon. Lou, do you think Hulu will ever get Viacom channels like Comedy Central? Not anytime soon. Remember, Viacom is in a very interesting spot here with the possible merger with CBS. I would be surprised if Viacom does anything major like strikes a deal with Hulu until after they figure out if they're going to merge with CBS or not. Any idea if Directv Now will have an international package anytime soon? Not that I've heard of right now. We'll have to wait and see. Richard, it's good to see you here. Allie says, Dad, you're right. ESPN, you know, wow. That usually doesn't cancel twice or anything. I screwed up and didn't reset before I started this. They're right that ESPN underestimated the growth of cord cutting and got hammered. Yes, so 2014, ESPN hired a bunch of analysts and said, analysts, we want to know about this cord cutting trend. Is it going to grow? And the analysts created a whole report, big presentation, went into the ESPN offices, gave this huge presentation about how cord cutting is not going to grow, it's not going to expand, it's not a real thing, is the gist of it. One former ESPN executive who was present at the meeting called them, quote, flat earthers living in denial. So they went and they basically just said, you know what, never mind. We're going to go and double down. We're going to spend a ton on content. We're going to spend a ton on talent. We're going to spend a ton on a new studio. And they did that right as everything was crashing. So, and by 2015, they realized they had significantly missed the mark on it. And cord cutting accelerated faster than even their worst estimates would ever happen. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it hammered them and it resulted in a lot of layoffs. And it resulted in ESPN losing and Disney losing billions of dollars, or millions of dollars at least. Luke, what's going on with the CBS Viacom merger? There's several lawsuits going back and forth. The largest shareholder of CBS and Viacom wants the merger. The CBS board does not, so they're suing each other. CBS is suing them to prevent the merger. The largest shareholder is suing them to make the merger happen. So we'll wait and see what happens. When is the new Directv Now app coming to Roku? They say in the next couple weeks. Does the Android TV live channels guide work in Canada? I would assume so, but I don't know for sure. Sorry, I'm not 100% sure on that. Is it different than the beta app? No, the Directv Now app will be very, very similar to the beta app. Expect some minor tweaks when it goes live to everybody. Do you know anything about the lawsuit against Set TV? Yes. Everybody and their brother, maybe that's not true, a ton of services are suing Set TV for illegally streaming their content. So yeah. Past the filing of the lawsuit, I have not heard of any new news, but if there is new news, we will be covering it. But yeah, what's the old saying? If it sounds too good to be true, 500 channels for $20, it may be too good to be true. There is no news right now about T-Mobile and Layer 3 and the new T-Mobile streaming service. As best I can tell, T-Mobile is in negotiation with different networks to get streaming rights. Roku's 8.1 OS update is rolling out. Some of my devices have it. Some of my devices do not have it. I would expect it to be soon. Is the MyBox a good get? It's not a bad get. I'm not sure it's a great get. If you really want Android TV, it's not a bad device. Roku and Fire TV have similar devices that I think are a little bit more powerful. Any updates in the Verizon TV service? I posted about this last week that Verizon has decided to abandon their live TV streaming service. They don't have any plan to launch a live TV streaming service on their own now. What they're trying to do is find a service like Sling TV, Directv Now, Hulu, etc. that they can partner with and include their Oath properties. So their, for instance, their Engadget, TechCrunch, Yahoo, AOL video content they can roll into that. And right now, that is where they're going with it. So we'll have to wait and see what they do. But for now, Verizon's live TV streaming service is dead. They say by fourth quarter, they hope to have a partner that will allow them to bundle that and bundle it with their 5G service. What do you like about the Roku 8.1 update? There's not a lot in the update on the front end. It's mostly bug fixes. It does add live news to the Roku channel. There's a few things, nothing really spectacular on that. All right, last calls for questions. I got about 1 minute here, and I need to wrap this up today. So if I haven't answered your question, quickly get it out. Yes, Chris, Philo is looking for beta testers for Apple TV. We have a story about over at Core Cars News from a few days ago. Do you want more details about it? Will Philo come to Apple TV in 2 weeks? Could not. Betas are a funny thing. Sometimes they work. Sometimes you find a glitch that you need to fix first. What application or website do you say does the best comparisons? CoreCarsNews.com. Go to CoreCarsNews.com. Link in the show notes down below. Live TV guide, CoreCar 101. Everything you need to know right there at CoreCarsNews.com. You know, Live TV guide will break down live TV services. CoreCar 101 will walk you through how to be a core car. Is a new Directv Now app coming to Roku? Yes, in the next couple weeks. They say the Directv Now 2.0 app will come out. Will locals be on Directv Now app? If they are available in your area, yes. And the majority of the areas, Directv Now has one or more locals. So, all right, everybody. Hey, I'm gonna cut it right there. Thank you for the $2 donation today. I thank everybody who donates. Hey, do me a favor. Subscribe if you're new here. We really appreciate your support. Follow us over at CoreCarsNews.com. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at CoreCarsNews. We have free daily and weekly newsletters. We post daily at CoreCarsNews.com. All kinds of great news, tips, tricks, everything out there you could possibly want. We're doing our best to help you get the most out of your core car experience. I will see you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here every Wednesday. Also, every Friday morning, we post a weekly update on the world of cord cutting. So I will see you next week. Take care. And what do I know about Tubi TV? It's a great free streaming service, and it is legal. All right, everybody. Take care. I will see you